robust urban garlic flavor.
Robust content. That's right. It is robust.
Hello everyone, on today's edition of DSP Can't Help But Punch Himself Repeatedly in the Face, DSP brings up the Kino Casino video once again for the third day in a row. Just remember, it doesn't affect him whatsoever. He's insulated himself from the internet with his protective cover of whales. Don't worry about the psychological toll Phil endures getting continuously made the laughingstock of the internet over and over and over again. Now let's watch Phil play some video games.
Wow, finger's killing me. I can't hit the guy, I can't do it. I'm too tired. I'm exhausted. Immediately ran. Nothing I can do there. What happened? What? I had health. I still had like 4+ health. That's why I was doing that. Then I was going to get away and heal. How did I lose all of my health? I'm too tired. My finger is throbbing. We will definitely do it next time. But it's like, dude, you get through all that. Look at my thumb. Complete nonsense. I only had 2 left. It looked like, to me, it looked like I had 4. But again, I'm so exhausted. 88 degrees in the room. Having to do these gauntlets over and over. It's crazy.
I don't have much heat tolerance, so if it was 88 degrees inside, I would pass out, so I'm kind of doubtful that it's that hot inside his office. Maybe that's why he's wearing a dark-colored shirt, so we don't see the pig sweat.
I know people have said that this is one of the hardest things in the game to do. Fine, I'll do it, but it's just annoying, you know, like, it's actually not as annoying as that run with the food delivery, though. That was actually the worst. This isn't so bad. This is like, okay, I'll do it, at least, at the very least, the run back to the boss actually isn't that bad. So, that's good. But man, I definitely need a break now. My friggin', like I said, my finger is killing me. See how the buttons are on the controller, how they're raised buttons? And they're hard plastic. They don't have soft resistance like a good platformer controller. They're hard. So like, I'm gonna do this. Let me jump. Ah! Finger's throbbing. It's getting a friggin' callus and shit on it. Like, oh man.
For some reason, Phil has not fixed this problem despite complaining about it for weeks while playing this game. He didn't bother to invest in comfort buttons or grips or buy a new controller. I guess all the money must go to WWE Champions Jin or DoorDash, and he can't be bothered to do the other things for his own comfort. What an idiot.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed Silk Song. It continues next time. We will absolutely beat that next time. There's no way that we're not beating that next time. We're very close, you can tell. But, you know, we'll get there. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time for Silk Song.
Now we move on to American Truck Simulator, where the real Philip reveals himself to have his own weekly therapy session.
No, I do not eat snack pizzas multiple times a week either. That's your talking. If I ate snack pizzas multiple times a week, I wouldn't look like I do right now, trust me. The reason I've lost all this weight, I'm building muscle, is because I'm not eating bad. I'm eating very, very well.
Yeah, there's nothing like eating well like ordering DoorDash for DSP tries it. Very healthy, Phil.
When is the last time I had a face-to-face interaction with someone besides Kat? Today. An Amazon delivery person came to my house. And today, we're outside, going for a walk. We're going to put some almonds out in our back area for like squirrels and wild animals, and we saw our neighbors and we waved.
Phil's going on a walk with Lady Catherine, but he's also feeding the wildlife critters outside. I don't know the specifics of his gated community, but wouldn't you think they would feed the animals first so Jasper can see them, then go out for a walk? Maybe Phil and Catherine find a bench and throw almonds at nearby squirrels. It wouldn't be the oddest thing Phil's done.
There you go. Exactly. I don't think there's many fitness nuts watching this who care about my thoughts about protein bars. It's a lot more common to review fast food that everyone eats, right?
I mean, on a relatable scale, you're right, but it's the entertainment factor that matters. People want something entertaining. They don't want to see you munch on food and offer a few quips about it. You could do that as an edited video. Instead, you waste your audience's time by doing it live. You ask for 1,500 plus, and you don't even try to make it fun. What a waste.
No, as I've said, I don't take any supplements at all. I'm not taking creatine, protein powder, nothing. The only thing I do sometimes is I'll have a protein bar. And that's it. That's all I've done. I'm not going crazy. I don't have an insanely serious weight set where I'm crushing weights and trying to bulk up or anything like that. I'm doing this for health purposes and longevity purposes. I'm not doing it to become a bodybuilder. So therefore, I don't really care about that stuff. I don't need the creatine.
What's funny about this muscle bro LARPing phase Phil is going through is he's willing to keep talking about it, but obviously his fans are the ones bringing it up because it's more interesting than Phil playing any game. He doesn't realize that we're all laughing at him for his hobby. Any topic that he talks about, he has this magical ability to make it seem stupider.
Right? People are so weird. Someone in Kick says, we mean conversation. When did you have a conversation with someone? Not chit-chat with the driver. All right, an actual conversation. Last night I was texting back and forth with my next door neighbor about stuff going on in the community. Yes, a conversation, back and forth discussion. Last night, okay? There you go.
Phil should be aware by now that people think that he lives an agoraphobic lifestyle. The parody movie had Phil scared of running into the tractors when shopping for the supplies. So he hasn't put together that the people bringing this up are mocking him. They're trying to catch him in a lie. That's why if you do YouTube, be very careful with what you tell people about your personal life because a lot of times it will be used against you. Phil constantly keeps forgetting the lesson that the more he spews, the more trouble he gets into because there is a Snortex around him dissecting every little thing he says.
Why? Because I was working.
So remember guys, Phil doesn't talk about drama, so here's a rant about low tier god.
We all know that. He says LTG says that he's now raised his price from 5,000 to 50,000 to play you, and he wants to see you do bench or do a ridiculous workout to do it. He's just dodging you. He's never going to play you because he knows you'll beat him. No, here's the funny part about it. Someone showed him a clip from this stream last week. Now, if you remember, I don't remember how we got, someone had asked me about LTG and we were talking about it or whatever, right? And all it was someone was bringing up, I guess, him being on Kick. And I told the story of how basically LTG is a slave to Kick because he has to pay Kick back all this money for fraud that supposedly he's committed. Apparently he was in cahoots with someone, or it was him who gifted a bunch of either fake subs or subs that were like Argentinian or whatever. So basically Kick lost a whole bunch of money.
A more appropriate term to describe the situation would be that he's in debt to Kick, but you know, Phil is gonna fail.
I don't know how it works. I don't know if they charged them back or whatever, but the thing was the way he timed it so that Kick would have paid him for it already. Like I said, the way that Kick pays is that they pay you once a week on a Thursday for everything that you've done through Tuesday. So he literally dropped these fake subs on like a Monday or Tuesday so that he would get paid for it right away, then charge them back. So because he did that, Kick determined he was involved and threatened him and said, listen, if you don't pay us back for the money we already paid you, we're going to sue you. So they turned his account to a negative balance. So he's been streaming for like 2.5, 3 months on Kick, trying to pay off a negative balance in the red because they overpaid him and he tried to scam them and they caught him.
So for clarity's sake, I have no idea about the situation. It just seems incredibly odd. You would think Kick wouldn't give out more money than was actually paid, and then it was charged back too. Yeah, this sounds confusing and stupid, but that's a lot of Phil's explanations. I would think that people would be view botting on Kick to get extra revenue for them if it's a system that's that exploitable.
So anyway, I was talking about this going on last week on the stream. So someone clipped it and sent it to him, right?
That shouldn't shock Phil at all. Of course somebody would try to get low tier god to talk smack about him because you know the two going back and forth would be hilarious. Phil doesn't understand that though because he's an idiot.
He literally starts talking about, oh, this guy wants to play me in Street Fighter and now he has to pay $50,000 and then he says he has to bench press twice, 315 pounds. He has to do 2 squats at 315 in a public gym. And I'm thinking to myself,
315 pounds, come on, that's an absurd expectation. I'm not even sure that low tier god could do that. I know I couldn't bench press that amount. I never even got close to that.
when last week at all did we talk about Street Fighter?
It's not about Street Fighter, you moron. It's about the battle of the lolcows. Seriously, your stupidity is just getting more unhinged.
Did once last week during this truck sim stream, did I ever mention, oh, I want to play him in Street Fighter and he's dodging me? No, I didn't. That never happened. This guy is literally obsessed with the fact that he knows that if we were to play Street Fighter, I would beat him. He's actually increasing the qualifications for the match to happen when I'm not even talking about the match anymore.
Well, from the story that you were talking about earlier, Phil, it does sound like he needs the money now more than ever. And he definitely needs that money more than you do.
Like, I know he's not going to do it. I know he's a coward. I know he sucks and he's never going to beat me. So he's never going to accept the match under any circumstance. If I had 50K right now, he'd make another excuse. So he's never going to do it, get it? But the funny part is, he starts getting defensive. That's it. Now it's $50,000. Now he's got to bench this. He's got to do that. Like, we weren't even talking about that last week. I don't care. What's the point of playing him if, you know, he's always going to dodge? He's never going to accept, so I don't even bring it up anymore.
I would go back and take this clip from earlier and do a video about it, but the last time I tried low tier god versus Phil content and didn't do so well, so I'm just going to leave this clip here and talk about it on this video.
So he's so butthurt and scared, he literally thought that just because I brought him up that I was talking about a match against him. I wasn't. I don't even see the reason to pursue it anymore, because we all know he's a coward and a scrub. So there's no point. Just why even bring the up anymore, right? I only bring him up to make fun of him, because he's a no-load loser. And, you know, he tried to dump on me for years and years and years, and now the tables have turned. He's the one who's financially in a really bad spot. He's the one gifting himself fake candies every night to make himself look good. Yo, it was funny as though. So like 1 or 2 nights ago, he was streaming, and someone comes into his chat. He's supposed to be playing a money match. Not really a money match, but someone apparently paid him to play him in Tekken 8, right? So the person uses Reina like exclusively, like it's a Reina player. And just as the match is about to start, he's talking all cocky and stuff, and then someone drops him 100 memberships or 100 subs somewhere, and he goes, whoa, thanks for the 100 members. Oh, but if they're real, but I don't know. Last time they, you know, you have to understand they weren't. And then he starts to play, and immediately the Reina player like bends him over, spreads the cheeks, and starts pumping. Like, he just got completely rocked like 12 rounds straight. He didn't even win at all. He got completely demolished by this guy. And you can see at first he was trying hard, and then after he lost once or twice, his face went completely solemn like this.
Sounds like a Dark Side Phil fighting style match to me.
And he said nothing. He became completely dead silent. And then so he loses, right? Miserably. This guy bodies the out of him. And the match ends. He rage quits at the end. The final match, he rage quits out of it like he always does. And then he goes, so yeah, so I just accepted the money and I gave the guy a win for free. I didn't even try. Wait, what? No, here's what happened.
Maybe DSP will find a new career as a low tier god detractor. That'd be a funny arc. But he would give it up the moment people told him to edit the videos, because you know he'd be lazy and still do the live stream stuff.
Alright? He played this guy, and this guy obviously is really good at Tekken. In fact, what happened was LTG was using his Victor, who's his best character, and as he's playing and trying to attack, the guy just literally sidestepped every attack he did and counter hit him, and he had no idea what to do at all, because he doesn't know how to play Tekken 8. He only knows how to abuse that no one knows about, or doesn't know because they're all scrubs.
Hey, Phil, can you explain this in a way that a person who is unfamiliar with fighting games can understand it? I'm getting confused here. Is there some super secret techniques that are unknown to 99% of the player base somehow? How does it even happen nowadays? I can see that 30 years ago when all people had to do was look at guides, but the power of the internet is at your fingertips. It's hard to hide stuff like that anymore.
So he literally got bodied by a player who just understands the game mechanics way better than him, and he couldn't do. But his mind, he says, oh, someone disrupted his cognitive, right? So that someone, I guarantee you, someone dropped 100 fake subs at the very beginning of the money match to his head over. So that way there was no way he was going to concentrate during the match, and that's exactly what went down.
So you know how Phil says he gets distracted and frustrated while playing fighting games if you haven't showered him with tons of cash to hit the goal so he doesn't play well? Phil says that when low tier god gets tons of money, he's skeptical about the authenticity of it and is worried that Cake will come after him. Yeah, Phil is very happy gloating that he's in a better position than Dale Wilson, but it's really the pot calling the kettle black.
When the 100 subs dropped, he immediately said, oh, if these are real, I don't know if these are real. And then immediately he got destroyed. He just could not concentrate and cope and just demolished. So that was pretty entertaining. And, you know, that's what happens. That's what happens when you're someone who's a phony and a fake and you go on your streams talking about how rich you are and how big you are. But then you finally realize you're not bulletproof, right? You're streaming for kick as a slave to pay back the money that you stole from them for months on end.
Phil, your early explanation had that he did it once. At least be consistent.
So you're not making anything. You're trying to get yourself out of a hole. Like, he's not already in a hole bad enough. Now he's trying to get himself out of a kick debt hole, which is hilarious. And now he can't trust any contributions whatsoever. Like, literally, he cannot trust a single contribution that comes into his streams because there's actively people who are with him and constantly giving him fake contributions to charge him back. And it's just completely mind this guy.
Don't worry, Phil. That will wind up being you soon, probably. The level of projection that he's doing is unreal. He doesn't trust large contributions unless they are from only his coffee sock accounts. Do you see any humility from this man?
Well, what happens when you're... All right, anyway, so someone who's named Dale Hater.
Yeah, so Dale refers to low tier god. That's not his actual name, it's just what people call him. It gets under low tier god's skin.
Did a $2 super chat. Would you collab with Lummox? Collab. How exactly would I collab with Lummox? Where did I see this? You'd like to see this video too? There's this place, Jared, I don't know if you heard about it. It's called YouTube. They have all kinds of on there. You can find that right now if you want. I don't know what you mean by collab with Lummox. What exactly would a collab be with Lummox? Lummox is one of Wings' detractors who just does highlights of Wings and things that Wings says. So I don't know how I would exactly collab with him. I don't do that content. Jade says, here's Johnny. Yeah, one of the many nice Halloween animations I have for this month. I love them. Let's save up. Done. Jack of Knives, thank you so much. Let's get that on the leaderboard as well. Although, shockingly, not the biggest kicks of the night. We had a lot of kicks tonight. All right, so let's save the game I did, right? Another truck sim stream down. Another great chill one, right? I hope that you guys had fun with me. Let's double check that I saved. I'm pretty sure I just did, but just in case. So, I just have one quick thing to say before you all take off for tonight. Some of you saying you're taking off. I just got one thing to add to end the stream tonight, all right? First of all, cheers, everyone. Another chill stream together. Or it was another good one. Now, here's what I would like to say. Let's actually quit out of the game because this music is a little loud, right? What did I say on Friday night? Before I left, on the Daily Wrap, what did I say? What did I say? I said, it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people do. It doesn't matter about any of this nonsense on the internet at all. It doesn't affect me.
Well, it may not hurt you financially, it does hurt your ego, Phil. If it really didn't bruise your ego, you wouldn't be talking about it so frequently.
Okay? Seriously, it just doesn't. None of it bothers me. I don't pay any attention to it, and I just move along, and we do well, right? So, let's see. Yesterday, today, man, let me tell you, I've really been crushed. I've been emotionally destroyed. Everything's going so horribly for me, right? Things are just falling apart at the seams. Man, I can't take it. Remember? It's like every time that one of these dumb things happen, it's supposed to be the end for Darkside Phil, right?
No, not really. Nobody thought that. The only thing people expected some downturn for you was the champions reveal. And it didn't destroy you because only as Coffee decided, hey, my life is giving Phil money. But you did lose a substantial portion of your audience, so you are insulated from what's going on in the outer space that is the internet. But yeah, people aren't going to stop just because of that.
Oh my God, did you hear that so-and-so said this? So-and-so's gonna do this. So-and-so's coming to get you, Phil. So-and-so's doing a documentary. So-and-so said these horrible things about you. So-and-so made a video about you. And? Not all of us live eternally on the internet. Not all of us are so no-life losers that all we care about is what drama idiots say on the internet. We enjoy each other's company. We have a good time. We have real lives.
Yep, right now as we are speaking, Phil has a real-life simulator game on his PC that he's going through.
Does it matter what any of these idiots do? No, it doesn't affect me at all. It literally doesn't affect me at all. That's why I don't pay any attention to it. And it actually, that's been the way that I have survived all of it in 17 years, while every moron on the planet tries to ride my coattails and or get a rise out of people by saying things about me. I'm good.
You know why he's good? Because the Snortex around him has attracted so much interest that people are like, hey, let's tune into this. And there's some worlds that are like, hey, I'm going to continue to give Phil money just to own the trolls, or because I like keeping Phil afloat.
So I just want you to understand that, right? This was, oh my God, I can't believe it. What happened on Friday night? How will Phil ever, oh no, how will I ever recover from it? I'm good. No one cares. No one cares. In truth, here's really where the whole drama thing, the drama creation on YouTube, here's where it fails, right? The only way that drama content on YouTube would actually matter is if it actually had an impact. Like, for example, let's say someone made a big drama expose on someone, and it actually changed mentality of how people thought about that person collectively across the internet, and that person literally could not continue to be successful.
Phil, that happens all the time. That just happened with Gerard the Completionist last year.
All right? There's been a few people. I guess you could argue one of them was like, I don't know, EDP, where he was so heinous what he did and he got exposed, and that was the end of him, right? Like, he's never coming back. He's tried. It's not working. He's never coming back. No one's ever going to care about EDP ever again. I've never done anything bad to any caliber where people would hate my guts, where people would say, oh, I don't like Phil anymore. I don't like his content. That's never happened. It never will.
Phil, you just don't get it. You constantly insult your audience. You constantly berate them. You scam them. For years, you told people, hey, I really need this money, and you were spending it on gacha mobile games. That is scamming. That's unethical. People have a lot of reasons to be annoyed with you. You waste their time constantly. You don't take criticism well. All these things add on top of each other and make you an individual that gets a lot of scorn on the internet.
My worst days are behind me.
That's debatable.
My best days are coming up.
That's a definite no.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I really believe that.
The fact that you said honestly twice makes me believe that you don't believe that.
Things have turned around for me in a great positive way in the last year, and I'm very grateful for that. I really am.
Yeah, he got exposed as a scammer, which the detractors knew all along, and he lost, like, what, 40% of his audience? But don't worry, none of those people were whales, so Phil doesn't care. And Raw Phil is more popular than ever, which eats a little bit into his viewership, too.
When people come out, oh, we're going to talk about Phil, we're going to do a special episode where we insult Phil and his wife and his family. Oh, we're going to do a special cancel Phil episode. We're going to do a documentary on Phil. We're going to do a, parody episode of something on Phil. Who cares?
The guy going on a 10-minute rant about it, that's who cares.
I don't. It doesn't affect me. Because here's the truth. No one who makes that content about me is doing it to affect me.
Not necessarily. Duty Streams makes clickbait videos to try and get you to respond all the time.
You want to know what they're doing? They're trying to milk mentally deficient people on the internet.
Whoa, there's a lot of projection right there.
Who do live eternally on the internet. They have no life outside of the internet. All they do is sit on the internet and watch drama. They think it's important. They think it's meaningful. And they support it. In truth, none of that ever matters. It doesn't affect me at all. Look, I've been streaming for 2 days. Have the walls come down? Hold on. I guess I should. Hold on. Have the walls come down? Has the studio lit a flame? Hold on. Ah! Oh no! Someone did a video about me. Ah! No! No! No!
Once again, Phil takes something incredibly literally.
No! Not at all. No one cares. Literally no one cares. All of my viewers and supporters still like my content. They still like me. The only people that care are dunces, mentally deficient morons who open their wallets and throw money at toxic people on the internet.
Phil, none of the videos that are made about you are aimed at the audience of like 10 people who actually enjoy your content. Don't you understand that? Because even if they did, what's the point of making a video for 10 people?
It doesn't affect me at all. In fact, do you want to know what? I think that's why I become the target so often.
Phil, you do understand what lolcows are. You are the second most documented person besides Chris Chan. You may be surpassing Chris Chan in the future because Chris Chan is pretty boring right now. You are the assumed target, as you call it, because when anybody offers you any kind of constructive criticism, you say they're crazy. When somebody tells you the sky is blue, you call them crazy. It's things like that that draw so many eyes on you, Phil.
Because people know we can actually attack DSP and it doesn't affect him at all. He's never going to be beaten. He's never going to be canceled. People like him legit.
Phil, you may be surprised that people probably give you money just to see the train wreck keep going. It's how lolcow Live made money. Why wouldn't it be the same with you?
You know, and so we can just say a bunch of up stuff about him and we can milk the mentally deficient morons who hate him and make profits while he just keeps on.
Yeah, calling Phil an e-beggar where he begs constantly on his live streams hundreds of times per stream is messed up.
So I think they see it as like almost like a safe way to do what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's legitimately people who they could attack and maybe it would ruin their lives. But for me, it doesn't affect me at all. I'm good. And I want you guys to understand that. Like I'm fine. So when I'm here streaming and people are like, are you aware that this is going on? I'm like, I don't care. I'm fine.
The way his voice just pitched up so high, it shows you that he's nervous. And the thing is, he doesn't want to hear about any of this. If you go into his YouTube chat, one of the rules are you can't bring up detractor memes. So obviously he doesn't want to hear about this either.
Don't ever worry about that.
AK, stop bringing up stuff that makes me look like a lolcow and just hand me money.
We got to worry about, there's a few things. What if I get burnt out? I don't ever want to get burnt out. That's more important. That's a bigger worry to me than what is someone saying about me over here. White noise peanut gallery. Right? I just want to make sure I don't get burnt out. I enjoy what I'm doing. You enjoy what I'm doing. I keep listening to what you're telling me, what you want, and that we reciprocate that level of support.
Let me explain that. Phil has been burnt out from playing video games for like 7+ years. The only thing keeping him live streaming is the dopamine effect when somebody gives him money. So the only way he's going to get burnt out from live streaming is if the money stops rolling in as much as it does. AKA, as long as Only Ice Coffee is his #1 pay pig, Phil is going to keep live streaming.
I give you what you want, you support it, right? That's it. That's all we have to ever worry about. Done.
Yeah, you need to empty your mind and forget everything except opening your wallet for Phil and breathing. He's not here to entertain you and make your life meaningful. He's just here to collect from you.
Don't care what this guy says, this loser says, this says, because they're all just going to jump out whenever it's fortuitous. For them, that's when they strike because, oh, now everyone's laughing. Now I can be part of that. I can become a meme again. Oh, I can get a little rise in attention. All the things I don't care about.
Yeah, and the problem with that is there's a disconnect. The things that people want you to care about or talk about is stuff that you don't want to deal with because that's the actual entertaining stuff. You just want to be boring and constantly beg for money and collect from that. Now, I'm not saying actually engage with people that are completely lying about you, but I'm saying, hey, maybe you should think about being entertaining because that's what they're looking for, entertainment. You don't have to make a complete fool of yourself, but you need to at least roll with the punches and laugh a little.
Because I'm the one who for 17 years has always did it his way and I'm still successful today. It absolutely kills people. Kills people. That people could make giant hour-long special episodes canceling DSP, and then DSP has 2 great days after that. What do you mean he had 2 great days? That should have been the end of him. I don't get it. I'm not going anywhere, folks. None of that affects me. You know? It's absolutely hilarious. It's absolutely just funny that people actually believe that. That like anything, I'm bulletproof to the internet. I understand that. All the that they say and do, I'm bulletproof to it. None of it affects me at all. It's about you and me having a good time and having those good times every day
By good times, Phil means you giving him money. That is the only time when he has a good time.
And keeping that momentum flowing. That's all it is. Things are getting better. Things are on the up and up. Things are getting better, not worse. Okay? There you go. And the only people who say that's a cope are people who need to think it's a cope because they can't believe that I'm possibly doing well. Because that means that they're losers. Get it?
So this is actually a sneak bag right here because he's telling his fans, hey, if you give me money, that means the trolls get felted.
Wait, but if Phil's doing good, despite the fact that all these people talk about him, that would mean that I'm the loser because I'm the one who paid money to the people who talk about him. Exactly. You're the loser.
Yeah, Phil, I don't think you understand what hate-doms are in fandoms, so...
Get it? You're the one who lost here. I'll see you all next week for Truck Sim, folks. We'll do it all again, and we'll have a great time. See you then.
Phil will never get this, but it's something he should at least try to learn. Saying nothing most of the time is better than saying anything all the time. Because by going on these tirades, by going on these rants, by constantly giving the trolls bait, he is making it more difficult for himself. But Phil has built his entire internet persona around being in a constant war with his detractors and trolls in an attempt to get his fans to give him money out of pity. He wants to include them. He wants to make them a team where the end result is Phil wins against the trolls if you give him all your money. Yeah, only stupid people fall for that. But you know, that's the situation that exists right now. All right, everybody. Thank you all for watching this 220 rant. This is Robust turning off the station.
Jeff did a $5 tip. He says, I want to hear you say robust bourbon garlic flavor, like how you said robust urban garlic flavor. I never said robust urban garlic flavor. I said bourbon, not urban. How dare you? How dare you insinuate that I would say the word urban? I'm white. I can't say urban. It's offensive. You understand? That's how it works. Okay. All right, we're now up to $325 to support.